and welcome back to Emkin Gardening. Today is a fun day because we have the whole family, but also we're going to be playing a new game that we have invented here at Emkin Gardening. I'm pretty sure we didn't invent it, but we're going to play it. I have put a bunch of random categories of different types of plants in this flower pot, and basically we're going to take turns pulling out a category and coming up with our favorites of that category. We are calling this game Pick a Plant, and that is exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to not go first.
I gotta go first, okay.
Can't peek, don't peek. And we're both gonna give our picks too. It's only fair.
Shade-loving perennial. You get to start since I picked.
Oh man. Okay. I have several shade-loving perennials. Okay, I'm gonna say my top two is going to be lungwort because of the foliage and the pink and purple blue blooms in the spring, or brunnera, again because of the silvery foliage with the variegations. They're fuzzy and they have those really delicate blue blooms in the spring.
I think I would have to say that my favorite shade perennials, I've got a few. So a couple years ago we found some really just wonderful blue phlox that we put into the dogwood bed towards the back. They just brighten up that bed. It looks wonderful. Then we also have our bleeding heart plants. So we've got the primary one over in the courtyard that gets huge, just takes over. And then we bought some more and we put it into that same dogwood bed because it doesn't get any sun. It's all shade, so it looks good. And then we've also put some coral bells both in that same dogwood bed, as well as a new shade bed that we created this last year in the back corner of the backyard.
You had three. We like our shade beds.
I guess my favorite, because I have to pick a plant, I think I'd have to say the bleeding heart, because when it's in full bloom, it's just so gorgeous and it just takes over.
We have the pink and the white ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My turn.
You have to pick.
Your favorite spring bloom. So it can be a flower or a shrub.
Ooh, or a shrub.
Anything that blooms in the spring.
In the spring.
Early spring-ish.
Early spring. Are we talking, like, can we say bulbs? Or
Yeah.
Yeah? That's not a separate category?
I mean, it is a separate category.
Oh, it is a separate category?
But you can say a bulb.
Alright, well, there's some bulbs I really like. But I would say we used to have some, like, ground cover phlox.
Yeah.
In the front yard bed, like, over in the corner. That used to just take over. It was, like, this really vibrant, like purple
carpet,
and it just covered that whole area. And we started, I think it was when we put the weeping willow in, we put some other things in. I think it just kind of disturbed what it was doing, but it was gorgeous when it was doing it. And I'd love to try and do that again somewhere in the yard.
Truman Winters have come out with some more robust and vigorous carpet phlox, landscaping phlox too, that we could try out.
Yeah, I think it would be a really good look.
Okay, my spring bloom. I have two. Lilacs. Love our lilacs. They smell so good. And peonies.
Oh, I forgot about the peonies.
Yeah.
It's because they do bloom so early,
yeah, and then
they're gone by June.
Yeah. But I love the smell of the peonies, and we have a beautiful white one that just gets massive in the spring.
Okay. You want to pick Dizzy? Oh, good pick, buddy. Let's see. Vining plant flower. Ooh. Okay.
So vining,
I'd be interested
plant,
to know
or
if it's
climbing.
Vining or climbing. Okay. I'd be interested to know if ours is the same.
Ooh. I don't remember the name of mine. I'm gonna put it on the screen if I can remember it. So it's probably not the same one as yours. Oh, I get to say it because you picked. Okay.
Yeah.
So mine is the clematis that's in the front. Is it yours too? No.
No,
Okay.
it's not.
Whew.
The clematis is a second favorite though.
Yeah, so mine is the
That's
clematis in the rhododendron bed. That kind of
Mhm.
like onion peels out. It's like that periwinkle blue and purple one. I love that one.
Yeah.
That's my favorite
gorgeous one.
climbing.
I think for me, when the honeysuckle like really goes into bloom, like that's really good. If you get the honeysuckle that like really lets off the aroma of
Yeah.
honeysuckle. So we have a red one out front.
We have the yellow one out front, but it
Oh,
has
did we
red
put it yellow?
berries. It
Okay.
forms red berries, so it's kind of like a really
Maybe I'm
nice interest
confusing
all
it.
year.
One of the new ones that is my favorite that I'd love to do more with this year is, what is it called? We put it in the hanging pots.
The
this
black-eyed
year.
Susan.
The climbing
vines,
black-eyed Susan vines. They're so gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to see them intertwine. I think we had them start twining or growing through the pergola on the deck this year, and it was looking really cool. All right, your pick, Bex.
Ooh, herb. Favorite herb to grow. You get to go first because I picked.
Easy one for me. Any type of basil. In particular, the Amazel basil blend that we got from Proven Winners this year. I need to do more with it this year because
We did a lot with it. We cooked with it a lot.
we
last
did
year.
a lot with it, but there was a lot left of it. We just
It
couldn't
gets
keep up.
huge.
And it's like a small bush.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, I just love having all herbs.
Yeah. And the Amazel basil, when it bolts, when it blooms, it doesn't affect the
It
taste.
doesn't get that bitter taste.
So we could still cook with it even. Okay, so mine is the dill.
Dill.
The dill.
The dill.
We have a phenomenon in our yard where 2 years ago we had dill plants that went to seed and the wind blew them everywhere in our yard, and now we have dill that pops up in our yard every year.
Yeah.
Like wild dill, and it's lovely. We can just go out to like the weed area and just grab some dill.
It's just dill.
And it smells so good.
It does smell really good.
Yeah.
Alright, next up. Shade loving annuals.
Shade loving annual. Okay. Well, I'm going to pick Impatiens because I'm really liking the color variety that you can get with Impatiens, especially through Proven Winners, and they're very vibrant. They also have like the traditional big flat blooms, but then they've been coming out with doubles that look like those mini roses. We used the white ones in our shade bed last year.
Yes. Yep, I remember those. Yeah.
And adding pops of color
Yeah.
in a shady area. Okay, what's yours?
I definitely love the fuchsias.
Yeah.
That you got this last year. I thought it was a really good change of pace to what we typically have for hanging plants. And then begonias. I thought they looked really great in the hangers that we put together, and then also in the courtyard where we do them. But I love the foliage of them in addition to the flowers that they produce, the blooms. I feel like there's, like every part of that plant has some sort of different interest that captures your eye.
Evergreen interest.
I think I really like the Hicks U that we
I
got.
knew you were gonna say that.
They just provide like a great backdrop to wherever you put them. They can be used as like a barrier to property or different sections of your property, and then the winter interest with the berries is fantastic.
I agree with you though. I think the Hicks U is a wonderful winter interest. And ours are gonna get really tall. They're gonna get like 10 to 12 feet tall, but only like 3 feet wide.
Yeah, we'll have to stay on top of that because we don't have
Height.
10 to 12 feet.
Yeah, we don't have height. But they're also like super soft, which is nice. Mine are the rhododendrons.
Yes, the rhododendron.
I love them. Not only do they have obviously beautiful blooms, but I like that they stay green all year and offer some kind of green structure right in front of the house. So when we're pulling in, it doesn't look just barren and brown or white or like muddy. You have that beautiful green backdrop. Nice bold leaves, but I love that they set their blooms right after, you know, they're done blooming for the season. They have like a little lull period, and then they start putting energy into setting their blooms for the next year because they bloom in the spring, early spring. What I like is over the winter time, you have those nice little diamond upside down teardrops on all of the bush because of the little buds that are there. So it adds like a little cool spiky interest too.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting plant. You know, whether it's blooming or whether it's, you know, dormant during the winter time, they just grow so quickly.
Yes.
And you have to really stay on top of them, or else they get out of control.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's
tough.
tough.
We got to prune again.
Yeah, and
this year,
it's definitely tough because the last time we pruned, we did have a lull in blooms the following year, so it's kind of, you know, one of those things. But
yeah, they will overtake
but
the area that they're in.
they grow crazy fast.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Your turn.
Bulbs.
Bulbs! Oh, it's me. I'm going to say that my favorite daff bulb is the topsy-turvy. They're in the containers. They haven't actually bloomed yet. But I think they're super interesting, and I've never grown a daff like them. They're the one that kind of looks like a hibiscus bloom.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then my favorite tulip type, oh, obviously alliums. I don't want to say all of your favorites though. So obviously alliums, and then my favorite tulip bulb, I want to say the Trident series from Color Blends, but specifically the purple one. That's the really tall one that has the trident form. That's my favorite.
I think my favorite is, I mean, I love all of them, but I think my favorite is like the really full double blooms that
the metamorphic blend.
I think so.
Yeah.
That we have gotten. We did some last year, and we ordered more.
Yeah, we did.
And planted more this year, so I'm really excited to see those.
Yeah. Cool. All right, Diz. Summer blooming. Summer blooming. Flower or shrub?
Are we talking perennial or annual?
Either.
Either. Wow. That's open. For me, it's the super petunias. Like
the vistas.
Yeah, hands down favorite. Just like the way they mound and how gorgeous they look. If you're able to stay on top of, you know, the bugs that we typically get, they just look gorgeous. And then I really like the, why am I forgetting the rose blend name? You got them out front.
Atlas roses?
Yeah, the Atlas are really nice.
Yeah.
There was one more, hibiscus. Love the hibiscus. I love just how gigantic they are, and they just burst in color.
I also love rockin' playing the blues.
Salvia. Yeah.
That is
super vibrant.
Go-to for ours for summer bloom.
Zinnias.
Zinnias. Dahlias.
Yeah, dahlias. There's something about like really full looking flowers.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I know one. I like all things delphinium-like or foxglove-like.
Yeah.
The angelonias from Proven Winners are also kind of in
sort
that.
Sort of like that cone.
Yeah,
sort of shape.
I like all of those.
Vegetables! Alright.
Oh, it's me!
You're up.
I love the sun sugar cherry tomatoes because we eat those like popcorn.
Well, like that would be my first, but my second would be cucumbers. When we can grow them.
When we can grow them.
We don't have the greatest luck with cucumbers.
No, we're not finding the right spot.
I'm determined to make it work this year, though. Oh, it's you.
Drought tolerant plant or flower?
Ooh. I think butterfly bushes are one of my favorites.
That would have been a good summer blooming one too.
But yeah, definitely butterfly bush. And then I really enjoy the grasses, the variety of grasses that we have, especially the plumes that we get in the fall. Hi, bud. Yeah. That'd be good. You know, the plumes that we get in the fall, using those for arrangements.
Yeah.
I mean, they just look great.
I really like the Russian sage.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I really like the Russian sage. And the lavender.
Yeah, the lavender just smells so good.
Oh, it smells so good.
Shrub.
I would say butterfly bush, limelight hydrangea standards.
Okay.
The tree form.
What other shrubs do we have?
The
No,
quince.
Quince, yeah. I find that to be just a really interesting shrub. Like, there's nothing else like it in our garden.
No. We really do like quince. So when we first got here, the quince only had the blooms at the really base of the plant, which is very common for quince owners. Quince are kind of hard to get to bloom. There's a lot of different theories on that. So we ended up moving it so we could put in the weeping willow. But we moved it, and then every year so far, we've gotten more of these beautiful red double blooms going up the branches, and they're getting higher and higher and higher, so that's good.
And they have like a really cool leaf structure.
They do.
And there's like a glossiness to them as well. Guessing fruit. Oh man! Alright, so easy. Peaches, and then close second strawberries. Especially after this year's peach haul.
Oh my gosh.
Being able to, you know, just have that many peaches available to you. We made 2 pies and we made 2 cobblers, and then we've got bags of them frozen that, you know, you can give them to the dogs as treats. But yeah, hands down peaches. Strawberries, if we get more of them, I think that will be a goal of ours this year.
I think we will, for sure.
But yeah, peaches and strawberries.
Alright, I am a big fan of our cherries when we get them.
Mm-hmm. Cherries are great.
And our pears. Our pears were really good.
They were delicious 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, and even like I think we got like 1 or 2 this past year. It was on a little.
Well, you know what's crazy is like the birds took a couple.
Yes.
They get to them. You have to get to them
do.
before the birds do. So.
Okay. Oh, Lexi, sorry. Sorry, baby.
Thriller, filler, and spillers, not necessarily together, as individuals.
Okay. So not like in a combo. You don't have to create a combo.
Right. Yeah, but just like on its own, what could you have on its own?
So my favorite spiller is Dichondra Silver Falls.
Yeah, you're always.
I'm always about that. Love it. Silvery, velvety. My favorite type of filler are super beanas. I love the super beanas.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one.
And then thrillers. A part of me wants to say coleus.
Coleus is a good pick.
As a
thriller.
thriller.
I forgot about that as a thriller.
Because they get tall.
Okay, so spillers for me, super petunias, like, still gotta go with that. I think they're gorgeous. You've got beautiful blooms. You've also got the, the plant itself, the length of it. Yeah, I would also have to say potato vines.
Yeah,
have really
sweet
grown
potato
up.
vines.
Yeah, potato vines are really great. Fillers, Lobularia. Is that?
Lobularia.
I think that's it's very full, but it's also delicate, so it's a really nice balance, and it kind of lets the spillers and the thriller kind of have the focus, but also provides like this really nice sort of canvas for everything else.
I mean, it can get big sometimes too. We haven't had that experience though. Our Lobularia has not gotten massive like other regions, so I mean, it could just be when we're planting it too, like we're just planting it too far into the season, but...
And I've got a couple. We've used geraniums as the thrillers. We've also used the angelonium. I think that was one of my favorite for thrillers, because it just has this very bold, but at the same time sort of delicate representation to it that it is just really pleasing to the eye.
Fall blooms, flowers or shrubs. I do love I know we've talked about it, the hydrangeas, because they turn from that line.
Okay, yeah.
Because in the fall, they're that hot pink, rusty pink.
They have probably the most character to them.
Oh my gosh,
in the fall.
You mentioned the grasses too. Their plumes come out in the fall.
Yep, the plumes come out with the grasses in the fall. Yep.
Mine would be coneflowers and black-eyed Susans.
Full sun annuals.
Full sun annuals. Okay.
I mean, for me, zinnias,
Yeah.
sunflowers, all those sometimes. Those
Our
are turning
sunflowers
into
are perennial.
those are turning into perennials.
Yeah.
Oh. Full sun perennials. Hey, how about that?
Hey, I remember another full sun annual.
Mm-hmm.
It's the toucan cannas. The toucan coral cannas. All
Yeah, those are really beautiful.
Yeah.
For me, the mandivilles, place them at the two corners of our pergola every year. We usually do pink, and they like wrap themselves up around the pergola and then go over the top and across, and they flower all the way around. It just looks so gorgeous, and it gives us this nice tropical vibe to the backyard and the pergola area.
Okay, but then going
back to
to
the
full sun perennials.
Yeah, for me it's the roses.
Yeah.
We've got a few different varieties throughout the both the back and the front yard. We mentioned the Atlas roses. Yeah, the different types. But one that I really enjoy is the knockout. It's the name is knockout.
The varieties are the knockout roses, but I think it's like the sunset
It's a sunset color scheme. So it's got like these pinks and reds and oranges and yellows. And every bloom could be a different combination of one of those colors, or just a single color with a hint of another in it. It's just very interesting and beautiful. It goes well with everything else that we put in the front.
Okay, for me, I liked the new perennials that we added this year. So the bee balms that are in the front there, yarrow, I love a good yarrow, the yellow and orange one, and then the Autumn Joy sedum. It was beautiful.
Is that him or Lexi?
That's him.
Oh wow, I thought that was Lexi.
No, that's him. But we did it! We're out!
No?
Yay! Our picks. Pick that plant.
Pick a plant.
Pick a plant.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to play this game to not only remind ourselves about all the wonderful things that we worked so hard to put in our garden, but reminded us what we liked, what we were successful with planting, and to get us pumped for Proven Winners, new selections that are coming out. We're going to talk about those in a video coming up. And I'm really excited because they have a lot of roses out.
Oh, cool.
New types of roses out this year. So, very exciting to look forward to. We hope that you were inspired by this video and maybe reminded you as well what grows successfully in your garden, and maybe things you want to repeat or just nurture so they get bigger. Hope you do so.
And if you've got some favorites, whether or not they are the same as ours, or if there's some that we didn't mention, feel free to leave a comment. But let us know what you enjoy having in your garden.
Yeah.
And that could serve as inspiration to us or others who are watching.
Alright, if you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to Emkin Gardening. We have a lot of videos coming up. Ooh, announcement. Starting in March, we're going to be going down to one video a week. So I believe it's Saturdays, and the first one will be March 4th. Will be the first video of that month. We're going to do weeklies just for March and April. We'll pick back up in May and June and probably the beginning of July because it's just peak growing season. But the end of winter into spring is super busy for us as teachers, so it would behoove us to just kind of do one a week. So we're going to go down to Saturdays starting in March. We'll remind you all as well and put it in a kind of blast community comment as well on YouTube.
And with that being said, it wouldn't hurt going back to some of the previous videos. Check out some of the ones that maybe you haven't seen. We've got basically a year worth of videos in terms of planning for the spring, going into the fall. now's a great time to check back to some of our first videos to see what we started to do for pruning, as well as planning for last year's gardening and even into this year's gardening.
Yeah.
So plenty of content to check out if one video a week is not enough for you.
Yes. All right, we're hoping you're having a wonderful week, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.